Welcome back to Talking Footy. Time for Brownie's favourite segment, Underrated, Overrated. We start, Luke Darcy, with you. Moving the Brownlow to bye weekend. Underrated, overrated. There's been some chatter because of the bye, no footy. Do we mix up how we do the Brownlow?
Underrated. Makes a lot of sense. Build up the bye week. The Brownlow medal winner then gets a chance to be celebrated for a month. It gets lost in grand final week. Time to move that one. I'm a big supporter of it.
I agree with you, Duke. Historically, it's on the Monday night, but let's defy history a little bit and celebrate the week like we do with the NAB Rising Star, the All-Australian.
It's overrated. I've yet to see a Brownlow that hasn't been celebrated. Just name one if you can.
No, but that week the players can really enjoy the week because they don't have commitments.
Let's have a really zippy start to grand final week, and the Brownlow is what gets it off to a zippy start.
Underrated for me. I agree with the boys. I just think that to have that whole month, and for the Brownlow medalist, if he's not involved with the finals, to get around to some functions and be seen and speak, make a little bit of money as well and be celebrated.
Well, the big one is it's compulsory to attend if you're invited, and some of those players that aren't playing finals like to be on their holiday, so the players actually hate coming back for Brownlow medal night.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, pretty strong from you there, Brownie. Let's go to you on the next one of Aaron Hall, a former teammate of yours that, when you're listening to all the trade talk, it sounds very much like he's on the way out of the Gold Coast.
Yeah, at his best, very, very good footballer, breaks the lines, he's a terrific goal kicker. I don't think we've seen his best for a couple of years though, so maybe a change of scenery might help. The figure that's being bandied around is 650 grand a year.
Where to?
Seems a little
Where
bit
to,
much.
Brownie?
The Kangaroos.
So
North Melbourne going to pay Aaron Hall 650 grand a year.
Allegedly. And that is a lot
You throw in an allegedly.
That is a lot of money for Aaron Hall.
that's overrated if that's going to happen.
Yes, it's a lot of money, Duck.
It's not a lot of money for Duck.
It is.
No,
Look,
no.
I'm actually going to say underrated. Look, I think he obviously had a quiet year or so, but I think he can really play. I think some
Best is good.
New scenery at the Kangaroos, if that's the case.
You think he's underrated?
I think could be a. Well, we don't know. These figures that get thrown around, I think, are a bit of rhubarb once again.
You're happy
He's gone back to the well with the rhubarb.
Your former club to pay 650 for Hawley?
Well, they're paying, apparently, some of the figures that are getting bandied around that the Kangaroos are paying players, I don't think would be all that accurate, to be honest.
So you're saying Brownie's lying?
No, Brownie hears what everyone else hears. I just don't think it's accurate.
Are you a bit more than what everyone else is?
So Brownie's
Particularly out of his former
opinion
club.
is no different for anyone else's then.
I'm a fan of Aaron Hall. He was leading the Brownlow medal a couple of years back. Gold Coast hasn't been a great environment.
He's leading the Brownlow medal after 3 rounds.
But he got 3 best on.
That's not leading the Brownlow medal.
well,
he got dropped to the NEAFL 2 weeks
He
later.
got 9 votes in those 3 rounds, Sam. You've got to play 3 pretty good games for that to be the case. Underrated. Good player, Aaron Hall.
I got 5 in my career, so he got 9 in 3 weeks. It's a good effort.
Okay, BT, we'll go to you on the next one, and that is Ticketek. Overrated or underrated? They didn't have the best week, it must be said, with the failings of the system.
Look, they've been a touch overrated, I think, with their ability to actually sell tickets. They haven't spat a lot out when they're supposed to, and that's the idea of being a ticket option. Sell tickets.
Oh, you can't disagree with BT there. They have been a little overrated.
Jig?
They need to be better.
No comment required.
$8 per ticket as well, just to print it out.
What?
$8 it costs, on top of what you pay.
I ask you, Dus, why don't the AFL sell their own tickets?
Well, it's an interesting point. I believe they might have had a look at buying Ticketek a few years back as a business. It's a good profit-making business when you $8 per ticket.
They don't have any power to. That, unfortunately, the venues control who they use as a tick operator. So it's the problem that the MCC has with Ticketek. Not sure if it's going to change the next few years, but they recently signed a pretty lengthy deal. Duck, we'll finish with you on overrated, underrated, the Punt Road Lights. Now, Brownie, you were here, I believe, on the weekend when at approximately 9 p.m.
On the dot.
On the dot, so not approximately at all. They went out and they failed.
Yeah, look, well, I'm not sure what happened. Some people say they might have been on a timer, Brownie, and they just forgot to turn the timer off.
The power went off.
Well, the power went off. Yeah, they're saying that there was a malfunction.
You're not sure what happened?
Well, a malfunction or a timer, BT. There is a difference between the two, is there not?
Oh, OK, the power went off. But
So if it was just a mistake, you know, given that the timer mightn't, well, they're underrated. They've got lights, so
You're backing them in.
well, yeah, everyone makes. Like I said, everyone makes. Do you want to sack all the light people?
Don't. Don't start that argument.
Well, their job is to
Ridiculous.
keep the lights on. I would have thought, Duck.
It's only
at
one
a cost
mistake.
of $35,000.
Very forgiving tonight.
I would suggest to
$35,000 a what?
to light up Punt Road
For the night?
just
Do you
extra
know,
lights.
do you know that for a fact? 35 exactly?
Yeah.
Or 35.40 or?
Well, it could have been 36, but it was 35 plus.
The lights are outstanding. They're nice and bright when they're actually on, but at a night game, you need them on. So that's definitely an overrated.
Footy back at Suburban Grounds is great. You're allowed to have one mistake. More games at Punt Road, Sam.
Sort of lost our way at the end of Overrated.